This is the quiz from the first partial. And remember, we worked on the pop artist Roy Lichtenstein. It says circle the artwork designed by pop artist Roy Lichtenstein. And you can see here that this is conceptual artist. This is not something that we saw. And then here, you see the little dots. Remember, we did the pop art dots and the simplified lines and the comic book look. So you know that this is what you want. You are going to circle that. It says, color the circle in secondary colors. We looked at secondary colors, and you know that yellow and blue together make green, red and blue together make purple, and red and yellow together make orange. If you forget about secondary colors, you have the poster over there. And that poster says secondary and has those colors. So that will be up during your exam. So you can look at it and then choose which ones you want. I'll give you pencils, and I'm gonna choose the orange and the green. And you're just gonna fill out that circle, just like you did in your quiz. And then the next question says, what do you add to get a tone, tint, or shade? And remember, you guys did your pop art by making tones and tints. You didn't make shades, but you're going to remember shade by thinking of sitting under a tree, and it makes everything look dark and black. Your tint, you're going to add gray. And your tone, you add white. So that's going to be the answer for that one. That's all the things you had from your first partial. In the second partial, we looked at the artist Gonzalo Endara Crow. Remember, he's an Ecuadorian artist, and he's a surrealist. So if we look at this, we see that it's a portrait, and that one's a Renoir, and that's not what you studied. But if we look at here, here's the train that you guys made on yours. There's the eggs that don't belong, and the village that looks like it's up in the Ecuadorian mountains. So that is a good hint that this is Gonzalo Endara Crow, and you're going to circle that one. In Aguilar Theater, it says circle the straight line. The straightest line on here is really obvious. It's up on the top. The stairs here also form a straight line, so you can circle one or you can circle both. That's up to you. This is circle a curved line. And in one of the classes, in one of the reviews, they asked me what a curved line is, which was a good question. That is a curved line. The most obvious curved line is here on the window. It says label fantasy or surreal, and we talked about which ones were fantasy, like the mermaids and the unicorns and the fairies. So we remember that this unicorn is a fantasy. And then we talked about things that are surreal, like really if you leave some things out in the sun, they do melt like this. So that is something that could happen in a real world. But also, these are watches made out of metal. So if you leave it out like this, it's very unlikely that it's going to melt in the way that it's melted in this Dali painting. So we know that this one is surreal. And that is what you guys studied in your second partial. Today, because most of the classes did their quiz last week, but this week, you guys are going to have a chance to do your quiz. It says, circle the artwork designed by Greek artist Phidias. Now, if you look at this, I know you guys know this artist. You did it in early childhood. This is Brito. So just by looking at this, you know this cannot be the right answer. But if we look here, we see that it's a frieze like we've been looking at. It's from the Parthenon. It's from ancient Greece. This is by the Greek artist Phidias. So this is what you are going to circle. It says, is this sculpture 3D or frieze? We saw this sculpture of Athena in one of the videos, and we know that it's huge, and you can walk behind it. You can walk all around it because it is a 3D sculpture. It says, is this sculpture 3D or freeze? And if we look, we see back here, there's the low relief. Here's the high relief. And if we walk behind this, it would be flat. It would be up against a wall. This is what we're working on this week. This is a freeze. When we're looking at low relief and high relief, low relief is this part down here that's low. And we know that the word low means bajo, bajo, bajo. It means down. So if we turn it to the side, it's the part that's down. That one's the low relief. And then the part that's up, like her body, if we see at the side, it's up. That's high relief, up, up, up. So if we're labeling this, we see this flat part here that's the background. That is going to be the low relief. And then this part, which is the man on the ground, that one's raised up. So that is going to be the high relief. So this is going to help you with your quiz and with your semester exam.